Now I'm gonna talk about going to the future. What I seen when I went to the future. I'm gonna go to like the fourth time I went. By the way, if my words come out kind of funny is because my tooth. I have a messed up tooth, and it's kind of in pain. It's not really bad, but I got a tooth in my mouth that's aggravating me. Okay, so back to the future. I'm gonna speak about the far distant future because right now ain't nothing but destruction and death is coming to this earth, and it's gonna happen until everything is gone, and it's not gonna take long to do. Um, in the distant future, I remember the earth, the landscape was like new, all over. Everything was green and tropical, and very earthy and natural. I ain't see a lot of cities. I ain't see any cities at all. There were no cities. No major inner city structures, nothing like that. Mostly garden areas, 99% garden areas, and just big, lands of grass and plant life and stuff like that. I gotta say that during this time period, the sun is gonna be different than it is now. It's gonna react different to the earth and to people and everything. Um, it's gonna be hotter on this earth, but not really like cooking us or nothing. It's gonna actually feel good to the people. Everybody was intensely melanated, brown skin. Um, the land was sectioned off. Like, let me see, how can I put it? The people that rule the earth in the future, they're gonna have this campaign. They're gonna be real serious about it too. That they want to cultivate the whole earth. I mean, turn the whole earth into a tropical garden. And they did. The whole planet was beautiful. They had like flowers and fruit trees and grass, and it was just so beautiful in the future. They dedicated a lot of time and effort to this. It was a new planet. They had like a new planet to work with, so that's good. But yeah, it was a totally different environment, totally new. The people lived in superstructures, like giant cities smashed into one object. Like like take a giant pyramid, right? And you cut that in half. The bottom part of this pyramid, if you make it a step pyramid, it was kind of like what I seen, but the steps was way longer down, and it was more boxy like, but it was pretty huge, and it was made out of some type of stone, right? And the whole population lived in this thing, in this particular area. Okay, this place was high tech. It was technology I never seen before. Everybody was healthy. People lived a long time, hundreds of years, and they talked about it like it was 20s and 30s, 200 and 300 years old. I ain't seen no old people, period. I ain't seen nobody with anything wrong with them, broken limbs or handicapped or anything. No mental illness. Everybody was in top notch shape. Everybody dressed in these really cool outfits. They looked like jogging suits, and they was different colors and stuff. And they was kind of different, but they was like these really thin, light looking jogging suits. Uh, Kind of like from the 80s, but kind of not. Like, I'm trying to describe something that don't exist, so just please help me. I mean, bear with me. They all wore shoes They look super comfortable and they look like sneakers. I remember that. They had a gym in there. They had everything the human body needs. They had everything the human person needs in this city within a city, right? People got these cards like every so many months or whatever. And with those cards, you go to this area of the building and you get everything you need in life: food, uh, clothing, if you want, everything brand new, top notch, everything. Nobody was richer than the other person. The people lived as a one colony, like a colony of bees or something. They had other cities that was like this, that levitated and hovered in the air up where the clouds was at. You know, some was on the ground and some was in the air. But people like today, how people live in cities, all strewn out across the land with neighborhoods and streets that just go on forever, and just streets and neighborhoods covering the land, they're going to be against that in the future. They're going to be against that. That's like we covering up the land with concrete and stuff. And they're going to be for the land. They are. Yep. Even when they put these structures that the people going to live in, um, they're going to be in certain places that's not going to hurt the earth. Where they plant like fruit at is going to be a certain place they plant it to where fruit's supposed to be planted next to other plants that's going to benefit that plant, which is going to benefit the whole earth. Everything they did in an intelligent order. I noticed. Yep. See, that's because the UFO is going to come back after the earth get destroyed, but not immediately. They're going to come back, I'll say, about 20, 25 years after the earth get destroyed, maybe even 30. It might be a little longer than that, but they're going to come back after the earth get destroyed. But it's going to be a few people that survive the destruction of this earth, right? That's what's finna happen right now, y'all. Like, really. That's why the weather's messed up. That's why everything seems weird. It seems like we living in some weird Twilight Zone world. That's why everything's going crazy and weird. Everybody think it's just a change. It's a change, all right. It's gonna be a global change. Okay, the temperature of the earth is gonna change and wipe out certain races. Won't even be able to survive in that heat that's coming. That some people gonna be normal in. It's gonna be normal to them. Some people can't take intense heat like that. But it's just so much. Yeah, but in the future it's gonna be a campaign for just about the earth and about the people and about everything natural. But when this earth get destroyed, which will be in a few minutes now, this coming real soon, most people gonna die. Yep. And this is considered a dark time in history, like a terrible time with terrible people and totally effed up. And no offense, that's talking about y'all. So try your best to live righteous and don't be one of those people. But the people that's living today, the people in the future, gonna consider these people all to be wicked and evil. Even the best of us are like trash to the people in the future. Yep, especially in America. The best of the people in America today are the worst of the worst. Not even people don't even exist like them in the future. Yep, not with the morals, the mindset, all that is crazy. In the future, that type of stuff ain't gonna exist. Ain't gonna be no mentally ill or nutty people in the future or crazy. None of that. None of that type of stuff. Racism, they don't even know what that is. It won't even be a word. Yep. But they gonna study these days. But about 20, 25 years after the earth get destroyed, after the people that survive this die off, Then the UFO is going to come back and give the people great technology and raise up them tribal children that's been running around living in the woods. They're going to give them great technology and going to raise them up, and they're going to be kings of this whole earth. That's how this going to be.